Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. I just want to say, I feel like we've been played. I feel like we as Americans have been had. We have been projected to think that we have a voice in our government, in a system that is supposed to protect each and every last one of us, guarantee to us the best freedoms that we could ever have anywhere else on earth. I just have the strangest feeling we've been played. Because that definitely has not happened for me. And the way I see me being played is that they definitely keep us divided, the powers that be, the ones that we didn't knowingly put in office, but the one that's usurping all of the power. And maybe it might be obvious to a lot of others more than me, but it just seems like we as people are always reacting as opposed to proacting. See, when we're divided, we think we got issues with one another. We don't. We just have different ways of perspectives. And we have been taught division, not how to come together and try to, if you got one set, that doesn't take you all the way, but I got one set, doesn't take me all the way, but when we come together, we can find out, then we find out there's no difference between us. But if we stay divided. And so I see that's what's been happening. Racism, prejudice, and every kind of vice that people complain about is a vice. And it all exists by design. That's the way I see it. And I'm beginning to see that that the powers really are flexing themselves on the outside. When they want a president in, they'll do whatever it has to do to get it in. For instance, in the year 2000, they wanted a certain president in, and they committed a certain act to get that president in. You remember Florida. Okay, let's bring it on up. They wanted in 2008 a different president. They wanted to try something. They wanted a black president. They know how black people and white people have been trained about blacks and whites and some having power and others not having power. We know, and they know, but they wanted to work something. And they decided that they wanted a black president in. And they did what they did. And that black president got in. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we thought we had moved somewhere, and if we look back over the time, we haven't moved anywhere from 2000 to right now. If we've done anything, we've moved further on down the hole. So all of this particulating and all that other kind of stuff doesn't mean nothing, and all we are always doing is reacting and accomplishing nothing. And I'm here complaining at my situation. Some of you might feel the same, I don't know. And then I'm thinking about a little bit later on. Everybody knows Trump. Everybody knows everything he's doing, and yet he's still doing it, and it seems as if nobody can stop him. Looks like we're talking about the law stopping him. It seems that the law is waiting until he's done everything that the power that put him in to do has accepted as being done. Then they will shut him down. But right now, the law can't stop him. Nothing has stopped him. We the people, I can't stop him. So there's an indication that there is something that's missing that we haven't tried. That's just my point of view. And I want you to remember that. Remember that this is not, we talk about Russia, all of that stuff is planned. Everything to keep us where we are. And the only way, I'm going to tell you, as I see it, the only way that we can rebound is to not react, but proact. In other words, wherever they are trying to go with this, if they are trying to deceive us and leading us down a path that at the end of that path there's an open door that we all fall into a true burning, hellish fire. And we're just falling down because we're stupid. If this is where we're going, if this is the end of the path that we're on, then let us, my friend, go the opposite way. A door that when it opens, is flying and seeing the light and going into the glory of heaven. Let us take that path. And that path will take us away from being turkeys in a duck shoot. Well, I didn't mean to say that. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to just say that I feel that we have been had and being beat down, and we are so blind. And I understand for me now that we are blind. We are blind because we've been taught to be blind. Just like our English, just like our vision, we've been taught, vision comes naturally to some. But this philosophy of life has been taught. And most people, well, as I see it, can't even fathom a thought in their mind of peace. You walk around and talk about prosperity for everybody. You talk about anything that would take them off the mainstream of the norm. Nobody wants to hear it. And they will tell you. Let me give you an example. God says that we are family. I'm talking to me now. And all things belong to us. God as the unseen parent visually, but is evidenced in the fruition of every desire we have. Why? Because we follow a path. The path of doing unto others, caring about others, as we want God to care about us. No, we don't. We used to say, care about others as we want others to care about us. That is not good enough today. Not for me. I say the issue should be and is, as far as I'm concerned, care about, that don't mean I've got to that point yet now, care about others as you, as I am to care about other people, all of you out there in the world. I am to care about you as I want the God of heaven to care about me. Let me say that one more time. I am to care about all of you in the human experience as I would want the invisible God of heaven and paradise on earth to care about me. Now, I don't think anybody should be mad at a statement like that. You would ask, then why don't they pick that up? Because of the training we have received. And there's a process of going through your bull that teaches you. Some of us have to get real old to learn it. And some of us live 700 years and still don't learn it. So we pass on not 700 years or 200 years or 90 years, just reasonably in the 70s. If you haven't learned then, you think you're dying, but you're really getting another shot. If you've learned, hey brother, you're free. You don't even care. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm just saying that for me, that path that leads to that glorious way of everything getting lighter. Let me tell you what, can I just share one example with you? I had a major concern. It's too private for me to tell you exactly, but I'm just going to give you a picture. That caused a lot of pain inside of my heart. I felt an inability to love. and yet I had no more to give than what I had given. And I'm crying out to my Heavenly Father to say, give me some understanding. This is something I do not understand. Bring me some clarity. You know, and in a few days, I've learned that what I was focusing on was granted. And to be assured that it was something else. It came in such a way that it was much bigger than I had imagined. So that God is there to allow me to continue to tell you that it's amazing that God is there to do those kinds of things. But if we the people cared about one another as excited as I am that God came and cared about me, if we cared about one another like that, we don't have to be on our knees praying to God. Because we will be building God up in godness as we understand godness, as we become godness to one another. Boy, now to me, that's proactive. Proactive. So what are they going to do then? In fact, what are they trying to do to deter that? When you talk to people about something like this, how do they respond? They say, oh, they can't be. And you say, well, you tell me why it can't be. You know what they simply say? Where the money at? No money changing hands. It's going nowhere. See, they've been programmed to take away the family, as I was explaining to you, of God, which we all are members of, and put it somewhere where that money comes from. The idea of that money. The thought of that money. That purpose of that money. And the effect of that money in the lives of people. Some will say, well, hey, it brought us all the way through all of these years. And someone else might say, yes, through all of the toils and the tribulations and the wars that have been fought to try to get down this path. And some will say, well, that is what is required. But then what determines is the best way? Well, it is up to God. And only God can tell you the best way. So you have to listen to God. And God will direct your path. That means you got to be humbling yourself. I just got through telling you about God. Not following after somebody else's idea. If your idea is the same as that other person's idea, and you know and they know that their idea is coming from a power, they're not being influenced by either or, but they're there because they're being led by the Spirit. And they're looking for leadership from the Spirit, the guidance from the Spirit. Somebody, you mean the Spirit is going to be sitting there talking to you? No, I'm saying as you consider the situations that you're facing in every day, you apply the principles of the Spirit and walk according thereof. Look, when you walk according to that path, you are in control. When you walk according to the path of the one that you are reacting to, they are in control. You just lead it, you going everywhere they lead you. You think you own them. Yes, you are on them. But that's exactly what they want you to be. On them. They don't want the reverse. So no, if somebody else is doing something that you don't like in a way that you like, you don't copy that. I mean, well, not if you're going to think you're going to win. And even if you think you have, it's only momentarily because the same practice is continued. So, I think I might have said enough that someone might get something out of this. At least that's the hope. And again, this is Eddie Marcus, and I'm, I want to get there. I want to be able to. I ask myself, what else can I do as a commitment to the love I understand than what I have already? And the only thing that I can come up with is never quitting. Never quitting. Because until I do that, regardless of the past, until I quit, it's never over. And every step I take, every move I make has its purpose. And following this concept, the peace and the relaxation comes from the fact that I and any of you in the same position will understand that it is not your duty, it is not your responsibility to change anyone. It's rather to advocate change, to expose what change really is, and be able to at least project in such a way that others can understand the different paths that change can take. Those that leads to a hidden mystery that you really don't want, but think you do. You came down that path thinking you did. Or going another way for something you really do want, but don't know. And so you recognize and change. And you are very, very skeptical. But when you get there, based upon the walk you've taken, goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.